Señores de Como, bienvenidos. Nos encontramos en el close-up de Alicia y tenemos a la protagonista, Mia.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Estamos aquí con el director también platicando, echando el chal, echando el chisme. ¿Cómo estás? How are you?
Muy bien, gracias.
And here we are with Sacha and Cohen.
Muchas gracias.
¿Cómo estás?
La familia pequeña vive mejor.
Así es.
Para el derecho de trabajo hay que luchar.
¿Cuántos hijos tienes?
I didn't understand that. Cojones con melones. All right, man. How's it going? Good to see you.
Where am I?
Let's see. Excitable, prone to fantasy. Textbook case of female hysteria.
How do you feel with this new adventure of this new version of Alice?
I'm thrilled. I'm just so pleased with the film and how it turned out, and it's really fun for me because I feel that I knew Alice growing up in England. I'm English, so therefore Alice is part of my life.
It was great. I mean, I really like Alice. I like that at the beginning of this film she's incredibly empowered and really has a strong sense of who she is. So yeah, it was really fun to play her this time.
And so I was very keen to kind of bring the Alice that I knew, and from using Tim's basis, but bring Alice the version that I liked to the screen.
Stop her! Don't let her get away! Hurry!
Sacha, congratulations for your movie.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
It's a different character that we used to watch in the films.
Yeah, it's less crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's still ridiculous, but less crazy.
How do you feel with this thing that this change of way to put your comedy into a character?
Well, I wanted to create a character that was a narcissist, a buffoon, an idiot, childlike, who was the worst person possible for an incredibly important job. Yeah, a bit like Donald Trump.
Exactly.
So, that's what... So I wanted to create this kind of character, put him in the world of Alice.
Friends cannot be neglected. Hurry.
And you know you're going to call Alice.
Yeah, but it's quite different that we used to watch in the cartoons or even in the book.
Yes.
This is a different world.
Yeah, well, when I used to read Lewis Carroll, he used to make me laugh because in England he's like a humorist, he's absurdist, he's surrealist.
They all have like a little bit of an essence of each other in some way, but I'm not sure what the difference is. It's been quite a while since I've seen the others.
Well, this universe, it's they've got incredible people who've created this. Everyone's like an Oscar winner, all the set designers and the costume designers, and it's a kids movie, but I think actually some adults might like it.
And if you look at English humour since then, like Monty Python is not dissimilar to Lewis Carroll. It feels like the same strand of humour, and so that's what I grew up with. So I wanted to try and make this film an adventure for sure, and also emotional, but funny at the same time. Those things are always important to me.
Even just, that she's quite proactive in this film. She's very much on a mission.
It's kind of dark.
It's dark. It's dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time travel, time jumps.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
In fact, forget it. Kids are going to hate it. Just adults. Just adults will love it. Some kids might like it.
Yeah, I mean it's true. It's quite like complex in that sense. She has to save the Mad Hatter's family, and therefore she has to travel back in time. And so yeah, you see the characters at all different phases in their life, which is really sweet.
What's the matter?
The Hatter's the matter.
Hatter is my truest friend. If he's in need, I will help him. It will be a race against time. He is not someone you want as your enemy.
And to do it's a crazy thing because almost every element or every environment are with green screen.
Yes.
There is no there. You have to create it.
Yeah, it's a challenge because obviously these characters are large characters, and so you try and make them feel emotional is a challenge for sure.
It's quite difficult. I mean, it sort of felt like I was a little bit used to it now, but it is quite like acting in a bit of a void.
For me, it's a disaster because I like to be in the real world. I like to, have real stuff going on, and suddenly you're standing in a room with just blue everywhere, not even green, blue everywhere.
But I have the great gift of an incredible cast. I inherited an amazing cast, and that's a brilliant starting point to work from because they are so good and they know the characters so well that they were kind of intrigued by what I wanted to do with them, which was really fun.
You have some of the actors are dressed completely in blue and they have put blue over their faces.
Yeah.
And or you're talking to a little tennis ball that's orange, you know, and there's a guy dressed in blue holding it. So it's a very ridiculous way of making a film. It's very hard to take it seriously.
So yeah, but it's, you know, you feel like you get used to it. You see a lot of reference images, and so that's always really helpful.
So for me, because I am a bit naughty, you know, on set, I'm mucking around and being like a naughty schoolchild in a school.
Time is a he.
Underland.
Your time is up.
We're stuck us all at 1 minute to tea time.
Cast is very interesting because
sure.
they are crazy. Sacha, I don't
Yes.
know, Johnny,
Yes.
Elena.
I like a challenge.
Those three are. I don't know how to work with them because there have been like crazy things in
But
their hair.
They're all
heads.
they're total sweethearts. You know what I mean? They just it's a thing whereby when you're in the scene and working with somebody, then all that stuff comes out because they're just good at their job. They know what they're doing. They understand the character.
Listen, normally when I do the other movies, you know, Borat or Ali G or Bruno, the main thing is I don't want to get arrested because normally the police turn up at the end, and I don't want to get shot, or I don't want to get in a hospital, get beaten up.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, they're wonderful and both quite different, but you know, very funny and clever. And Sacha's incredibly funny, and James puts it best when he says that he plays a confident idiot very well.
And often we've talked about it way before, so we all know what we're doing going into the scene. But you're right, yeah. There's a lot of controlling because a lot of talking going on all the time, you know, especially with Sacha, and you know, I know very well. I worked with Sacha for 20 years now. We did Ali G and Borat and Bruno years ago, but I know him very well, and so I don't want to contain him. I want him to be himself and be funny, and that's great.
Actors complain about how difficult it is to. It's really very easy because they are. You're in a nice room, you know, you have people bringing you food and drinks. You have a trailer where you can go to sleep, you know, in the middle of the day. And so it's a nice life being an actor. Yeah, but very, very different from the movies I've done.
Hello, Alice.
Go ask Alice.
Hat is counting on you.
I think she'll know.
Oh no. We all are.
One thing that I love about this story that almost every single character has a past, has another face, a dark past. Can you tell me about the situation compared to real life?
Yeah, I mean, it explores a lot of the relationships, like Alice and her mother and the Hatter and his father, and then the sibling kind of rivalry between the White and the Red Queen.
It's not the story of the book. The book is a great book, but it's a very complex, it's a different sort of story. It hasn't really got a story. It's very random. But I love the idea of making a story which Lewis Carroll would have liked, and yet my daughter who's 8 can understand. And that was the challenge. That was a very hard thing to do, to make a story which is interesting and compelling and puzzling, but also not too complicated.
Sort of exploring where that comes from and what started that is really interesting.
Sacha used to work in that kind of movies that there's no child thing.
No, could watch them for sure.
And here's making this crossover to another kind of acting, another kind of
yeah, but he's good at it because he's very good at making characters that you care about. Like, Time in this film is funny, but also you kind of feel sorry for him. He gets taken advantage of, and Sacha's very good at playing vulnerable.
And the thing is, in the original movies and in the original books, Time was never really a character, but I think in one sentence they mention Time. So the challenge was, how do I create a character that fits into all these other wild characters that Lewis Carroll invented?
And I think kids like emotion in stories. I know kids are like very emotional themselves, and they hang on to these ideas. And so when we talked about the character of Time, I was very keen to make him funny, but I also wanted to make him someone you'd really care about, and Sacha did that really well.
You always were an irksome, slurvish, interrupting thing.
Perfect. We are going to watch it in
Thanks,
the
man.
theaters.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Perfect. It's nice to meet you
Good to see
without
you.
the mask and
Good
without
to see you
your
without the
tattoos.
mask. All right, mate. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. It was awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks very
and
much.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, thanks
Yo soy
very
Alex
much.
Montiel, pásenla chida. Nos vemos en el cine. Bye.
Oh no, not
sé quién.
Bien, súper bien, todo perfecto, ganando como siempre. Belinda 2016. ¡Sapito! Bienvenidos sean todos ustedes, todos los que estén llenos de mucha muchosidad. Esto es Combo. Sí, el lugar más serio del planeta. Y hoy tenemos la edición